What's up and good morning, guys. This is Bayou Off-Road TV and I am Mike. Thank you for joining along with me. I looked at the videos the other day and we have 235 subscribers. I cannot thank you enough. That is absolutely amazing for what I upload. I'm going to try and do better about getting more videos online, but we have taken a couple trips. I'm working on those. Hopefully those will be up soon. But I greatly appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And if you enjoy the content that we're putting out, please like and subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate it a lot. Today, we are going to do a walk around on the truck. I haven't done that in quite a while, unfortunately. And this is also the 1 year update on the truck. I've had the truck for 1 year as of today, August 23rd, and I have 25,300 miles roughly on the truck, and I'm going to tell you all the pros and cons to the new 3rd gen 2023 Chevrolet Colorado ZR2. Let's get into it. All right, so like I said, we are going to do a full walk around on the truck today. Everything that I've done to the truck so far, a few interior mods, which I will probably just post some pictures up of what I've done on the inside. The inside, we just got back from a trip, so it's a little bit dirty, but it's a pretty day outside here in southern Louisiana. It's only 85 degrees and it's not 130 yet today, so we're going to do this a little bit early and get it done. But anyway, let's take a look around the truck and see everything that I've done to it so far and the things hopefully that will be to come. And then after all of that, to close out the video, we're going to do some pros and cons, some things that I wish GM had done to these trucks, and some things that they've done really well with the truck and I'm thoroughly impressed with. So let's get to it. And you could probably tell right off the bat, took the chrome off of the Chevrolet and just did a black matte finish to it. Black satin, actually, I think is what it is. But I did this almost right off the bat of getting the truck almost a year ago, and to be honest with you, it's time for it to be redone. There's been some rock chips and stuff like that that have hit it that's kind of messed it up a little bit. But a lot of people ask how difficult it is to remove the Chevrolet emblem, the flow tie off the front of the truck. And I'll be honest with you, it's super easy to do. All you have to have is a plastic pry tool, an interior trim removal tool, and that emblem pops right off the front of it. The tough part is removing the red on the inside of it. Once you get that removed, it's really not difficult at all. You just have to use a little bit of heat and, you know, pop the red out of it. Then it pops right back in place. Might be good to use a little bit of super glue, but other than that, it's relatively simple to take care of. The other thing that we've done up here at the front is the Laminex on the fog lights. We did the Laminex on the fog lights, and that just changes the color basically from the stock white up to amber. We live in South Louisiana. There is a ton of fog here, all different times of the year, so having the amber lights really kind of helps to be able to see, especially late in the afternoon, late at night. The other thing we have is going to be the Morimoto HXB combo lights. Those are the high-powered lights that Morimoto offers, and they are absolutely fantastic. Those are wired in to the inside of the truck. I'll take a picture of that and post that right here where the button is on the inside. It's in the center console. So but these are the combo lights, which is a spot slash driving light, I guess you would call it. And then after that, like everybody, we did, let me see if I can get the camera to focus here. We did the ZR2 on the hood, which I don't know why GM didn't do this from the factory, but for whatever reason, that's pretty much what we're all doing, putting the ZR2 logo up here on the hood. The other thing we changed out up here at the front is the ZR2 logo in the grille. That was a relatively difficult mod, but we got it done. We also did the Lund from the factory, the rock guard on the front hood. That was super simple to put in. You just got to make sure you get the one for the ZR2 and not for the standard truck, because the hood is different. The other thing that we have is going to be the in-channel Lund vent visors, whatever you want to call them. Those are absolutely fantastic. I've had zero issues with them. A lot of people will tell you that the window switch, whenever you roll the window up, it'll cause issues and it'll knock the window back down. I haven't had any of those issues. I don't have any problems with them at all. They are fantastic. The next thing is I found a set of steps. The truck did not come with steps. Really needed the steps. My wife and kids need the steps to be able to get in and out a little bit easier. But the steps are typically, I think, about $1,000 from GM. People are selling them left and right in the Facebook groups and online forums and stuff like that. I was able to get these at a really good price and stuck those on. The next thing that we have is the Smitty built bed cover. This is a tri-fold hard bed cover. I was looking for one whenever this truck first came out, and there are very few of them out there on the market at the time. Not very many people knew if the second gen would actually fit the third gen trucks, but this is a second gen cover and it does fit perfect. And I've had zero issues with it. You know, any bed cover that we have, it's going to leak a little bit, maybe in the corners, but it is very, very minimal. I have not had any issues, any major issues with, you know, things getting wet back there. Next thing, we did the lettering. Found these on eBay, I believe. Ordered them in, and it's black with the red outline. I really like that look, as well as the changing out the emblems to all black. That chrome just had to go. I couldn't handle it. So the chrome is off of the truck. We did the same thing on the side. Some of you guys are pulling the emblems completely off, which I might end up doing. I really don't know yet. I kind of like the look of it as well, with it being black. So just one of those mods that, you know, it's on your own preference. And then the other ZR2 logo back here in the back. I actually ordered 3 of these because I did the 2 on the hood and the 1 back here. All right, now for the big mods. The thing that I spent the most amount of money on, as you can tell, is probably the lift, wheels, and tires. The lift is all CCE, Colorado and Canyon Enthusiast. I got one of the very first lifts that they had, which is the spacer lift. It's 2 inches in the front and 1 inch in the back. The 2 in the front, there is a spacer up here at the top of the shock tower, and there's also, let me see if I can get in here to it, there is a spacer down here at the bottom of the spring. That gives you a 2 inch lift, And then to go along with that, while we're here at the front, we did the level up tie rod sleeve. We do a little bit of off-roading, and I didn't want to have any issues with the tie rod bending. So we've got that taken care of up here at the front. And then back here at the back, on the 2-inch, or on the 1-inch on the back, I don't know if we're going to be able to see this or not. Let's see here. Right here. So we got the shackle. I did a 1-inch shackle in the back instead of doing the lift blocks. I've had issues with the lift blocks in the back, and since I don't really tow anything, we stayed with this instead of doing the add-a-leaf. It just makes the truck ride so much better, but I thoroughly enjoyed having this particular shackle in the back. Now, when I did the lift, I had some issues with the way it rode. It was extremely stiff. The truck did not ride well at all, and I felt like I made a massive mistake. Well, I got a hold to the guys over at Peak, Nick Solmas and a few of the other guys around there, really kind of pointed me in the right direction on what to do. They said that, it might be hard to see here, but the sway bar 1-inch drop bracket that they have would take care of the ride and make it ride like stock again. So I went ahead and put these on a couple months ago, the Peak sway bar drop 1-inch, and oh my Lord, it made all of the difference. The truck is back to riding like stock again. So that took care of that. Now at some point I'm probably going to do the e-box spring, swap out 2-inch e-box springs, makes the truck ride even better than stock, but that'll be later on down the road. Now for the next big mod, wheels and tires. A buddy of mine told me about Rock Tricks. Rock Tricks are it's a company, I believe they're based in California. They don't do any advertising. They do very little advertising. They don't sell to distributors. They sell directly to the customer. So being that they sell directly to the customer and there's no third or fourth, 5 hands into the wheel, these wheels are extremely inexpensive and they are very well built. This is the Rock Trick RT 114, I believe is what these are. This is going to be a 17x9 wheel with a -12 offset. The lug pattern is going to be standard pretty much for all of the GMs. It's a 6x139.7, I think is what it is. But these wheels are $150 to $175 a piece. Yeah, 600 bucks for wheels, 650 bucks for wheels. And they are absolutely fantastic. Now, when I got the wheels, of course, we went ahead and went up to the 35s. These are the 315/70 17s. This is the Toyo Open Country RT Trail. Now, the pattern on these wheels are pretty aggressive. I would have to say they're quite a bit more aggressive than the stock tires, but they are quieter, they ride better, and off-road, man, they do a fantastic job. I've been very, very impressed with the off-road performance on these tires. They were a little bit of a pain in the butt whenever we first put them on to get them to balance. I had them balanced 4 or 5 times trying to get the shake out of it, but once we got them balanced, they've been awesome. This is also a D-rated tire. I didn't want to go with the standard C-ply tire that comes with the truck. I wanted something a little bit stiffer, but I didn't want to go to an E-ply tire because that just makes the ride worse than stock. So I wanted to try to stay with somewhat of a pliable tire, but not go all the way up to an E-rated tire. There again, I don't tow with this thing. This is just strictly for playing around off-road and honestly daily commuting it. But then the last mod, I believe, is going to be the rock blocks. There are a lot of different there's a lot of different thoughts on these particular mud flaps. Being that this is a brand new platform, nobody had mud flaps really for these at the time, and I was getting, every time it would rain down here, the whole side of the truck would be absolutely filthy. Anytime we would go off-road, I mean, mud was slung all over the roof with the stock tires. And when we went to the negative 12 offset in the 35s, the tires stick out even further than the stock. So I found rock blocks, got a set of their mud flaps, and it made all of the difference. There is no more slinging mud all over the side of the truck. It has rained down here for the last 2 afternoons that I've been driving in it, and you can see the truck's dirty, but it is not near as bad as what it used to be. So that's pretty much all of the mods for the outside, and I'll show you some pictures of what we've got going on the inside. So now for the inside, I've got, this is AAA liners, floor liners. They sent these to me right when the truck came out, so I didn't pay anything for these. They were gracious enough to send these to me for me to try them out, and man, I tell you what, they are very inexpensive. They're $130 or so on Amazon, and they are amazing floor liners. They are way better than what you can buy from GM. They are rugged, they are tough. I have put these things through absolute misery the last year, and they are holding up very, very well. The next thing that you'll see here is the bullet point mounting solutions, phone holders, cradles, all that kind of stuff. Bullet Point makes about 1 million different attachments for this, but what I have is 2 of the magnetic phone holders, and then in the middle right there is going to be an additional 20mm ball that I can set my GoPro up on while we're riding around, and you can kind of see what's going on. But I love the bullet point mounting. They are fantastic. They have done they've done a very good job with how they install, how they hold up. I've absolutely loved them. Now, I've only had this for about 3 months or so, but they have been holding up very, very well. As far as the rest of the mods on the inside, honestly, that's it. So, I haven't done a whole lot on the inside. There's a few things that I want to do to the truck. More skid plates. I want to, I'm probably going to get with Victory 4x4 at some point and get a full underbody skid for the truck. We are taking a few more trips, and some of the places that we're going to be going are very, very rocky, and I don't want to damage anything under the truck. As far as performance mods go, there have not been any performance mods done to the truck yet. I thought that whenever I went to the 35s and the extra weight of the tires that it was going to be a slug, and honestly it's not. I haven't hardly seen any change in performance at all over stock. The truck runs very, very well. The one thing that I wanted to do was the S&B cold air intake. S&B, I put a deposit down for an S&B cold air intake back in November of 2023. it's the end of August, and that cold air intake was supposed to be released in December, and then it got pushed to February, and then March, and April, and May. It got around to June, I just canceled my order. At some point, they'll get that cold air intake out. It'll either be the S&B that I go with or K&N, one of the two, whoever releases theirs first. The reason I like the S&B is because it is an enclosed intake instead of being an open filter like the K&N at the current moment anyway. So hopefully K&N will come up with some type of enclosed air filter, and if they do, I'll just go that direction, because I've always had K&N filters in my truck and I absolutely love them. They just haven't come out with one yet, so guys, get on that. I need it very much. But that's kind of a look at the truck and everything that we've got done to it. Let's get into the pros and cons. All right, pros and cons of the truck. First off, let's start with the cons, because there's only a few of them, and really it's not anything major. One of the biggest complaints that I have about this truck is the back seats. I've got two kids, they ride around with me all the time. My 11-year-old daughter, she's pretty tall for her age, but she has a tough time getting in and out of the back seat. She's 5'4", so it's a little bit tight for her back there. I really wish that all of these manufacturers, whether it be GM, Toyota, or Ford, I wish they would give us just a little bit more leg room in the back. It wouldn't be that big of a deal to give us an extra inch or two in the back. So that's one. Number two would be the rear view mirror. Just about every GM product now has the camera for the rear view mirror, so that you can see out the back really easily and see what's behind you. This truck doesn't have it. I don't know why. It's the highest end truck that GM makes as far as the Colorado platform goes, and there's no camera system for the rear view mirror. So I would love to have that or see that in the future trucks. Number three would be the sliding rear window. It's a manual sliding rear window. I don't know why that's aggravating as it can be. How hard is it to put an actuator in there, an electric actuator to open and close the rear window? So that's number three. Number four is the Stowflex tailgate. It gets wet in it. It's aggravating. There's a plug in the bottom of it. I pulled that plug out to help let it air out, and that's kind of fixed the problem with it. But before I pulled that drainage plug out, the back of it would be soaking wet. Everything that was in there was moldy, mildewy. I had to take everything out, clean it, let it dry out. I pulled the plug, and it seems to be a little bit better, but they could do away with that and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Let's see here. I think that's really about it for the cons. The truck overall, incredible. I have been absolutely nothing but pleased with this truck since I bought it. It has a 4-cylinder turbo engine, which a lot of people are like, why in the world would they put a 4-cylinder in a truck this size? Well, it's 310 horsepower and 430 pounds of torque. It has all the power that you could possibly need. Even running a 35-inch tire, it is perfectly fine. It gets decent gas mileage for what it is. On the highway, I'm getting about 18.5 to 19 miles per gallon on the highway. Around town, which is mainly my day-to-day driving, I'm getting 16.5, roughly 16 to 16.5 mpg around town, which is pretty good for these trucks. So I've been pretty impressed with that. The ride of this truck is second to none. I've got a Ford Ranger. I've got a 2019 Ford Ranger that I use for my work truck. It's got 90,000 miles on it. That truck is what I'm used to a mid-sized truck riding like. and it's trash compared to the ZR2. The Multimatic suspension, the DSSV Multimatic suspension is unbelievable. The ride, the handling, everything on this truck is unbelievably fantastic. I've really enjoyed that part of it. It rides like it's a 7,000 pound, 2,500 truck. It's just smooth as glass. It's very, very quiet on the inside. Even with the 35s, it is very quiet. You can hold a conversation with the person next to you without yelling and screaming at them. The infotainment center, it is incredible. All the amount of customization that you can do with the system and setting everything up. Everything is easy to read. Everything is bright and clear. It's fantastic. GM's really knocked it out of the park with that. I will say, however, I did have an issue a couple months ago with the screens. Everything went dark. They had to replace my radio. Once the radio was replaced, everything went back to working as normal. But other than that, I've had zero issues with the truck, and even that was probably kind of a fluke. Most of the people that have these trucks probably haven't had that issue. There have been some software issues here and there with the truck. I haven't experienced any of that per se, as far as with the dead batteries and things like that that people were having issues with when the trucks were brand new. So I absolutely love this platform. It's here to stay for a little while. Eventually I probably will trade it out and get the newer model. The Bison is $12,000 for basically the same thing that I have here. There's a few differences, yes, I know, but for the most part, you can build a Bison for half the price that they're selling them for at the dealership. So probably going to stick with the standard ZR2 and just build off of that platform and do what I want to do with it. But overall, 100% thrilled with this truck. Like I said, I've got 25,300 miles on the truck now. It's a year old today, and I can't say enough good things about it. The heated seats, the ventilated seats, the wife loves all of that, especially on a long road trip. The truck is just fantastic. So if you're on the fence about buying one of the new Colorado ZR2s, do it. It is absolutely worth every penny that you pay for it. I know I said that in the very first video that I uploaded a year ago, but I still stand by that. This truck is absolutely incredible. I've never had anything like this as far as the comfort and convenience and all of the things that it'll do off-road. Go spend the money, even if it's the base model, which I think the base model is somewhere around $48,000. I paid $51,235 for this truck, and really the only option that I didn't get was the sunroof, the underbody cameras, and the Desert Boss package. Everything else is loaded. I didn't want the sunroof. I don't have any need for the underbody cameras, and the Desert Boss package for $12,000 I just wasn't interested in. So anyway, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and we have a few things coming up. I know I mentioned it on the last video where we just went to Huntsville. That's actually where I'm just getting back from right now. But we are going out to Moab here in October, the middle of October. I don't remember the exact dates, but mid-October for Red Rock Rally. If you own a third gen ZR2, come with us. The guys over at Outlandish Overland, Armando, and I believe his girlfriend or his wife, they are putting this on. They live out there near Moab, and they are putting together a little rally for all the third gens. I'm sure if you've got a second gen, you're probably more than welcome as well, but look us up on Facebook, get with Armando, and come out and join us. It's going to be a rowdy time. Right now, I want to say there's 10 or 15, maybe 20 trucks already signed up to go, and we're going to have a good time. It's just going to be ZR2s, and we're going to hit some of the most epic trails in Moab and have a really good time. So I enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if there's anything that you want to know about the truck that I maybe didn't cover that you saw, please hit it up in the comment section. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.